Hi everyone, welcome to Grow Roots. This is Shannon, and today I am going to be potting up some Plumeria cuttings that I brought back from our trip. We went to Hawaii just a few days ago, and it was a spectacular trip. Our daughter is in the Navy and she is stationed there, and so we had to visit her. It was the trip of a lifetime, and I was able to bring back some Plumeria cuttings. I got every variety that I could find, and not all of these are for me. To be honest, only one is for me. The rest are for the people that helped us when we were away, taking care of our dogs, taking care of the house, taking care of my plants. And then also we had some neighbors that stepped in. We were supposed to get some hail, and they helped my son's car and fixed it so that hopefully if we did get hail, he wasn't going to get like completely, you know, his car wasn't going to be destroyed by the hail. So we had neighbors helping with that. So I picked up some Plumeria, and these are sold specifically for transport from Hawaii to the United States. It passes the agriculture inspection, and so I got several varieties. I'll take pictures of these and pop them on the screen for you, except the problem with it is that they don't have like specific variety names. So I cannot tell you what the name of this variety is or all of them. They are sold at something called the ABC stores there, and so they're readily available cuttings that are 100% from Hawaii, which is so cool, and they're ready to go, ready to be put in some potting mix so that they can start growing roots. So that's what we're doing today, and I have a specific method that I'm going to use that I learned from a Facebook group. It's called DFW Plomeria Growers, and I joined that group because this is going to be my first experience myself growing Plumeria. When I was growing up, my stepmom, she loved Plumeria. She actually went to Hawaii as well and brought back some Plumeria cuttings, and she grew some in our California home, and they survive in Southern California just fine, and you know, they get really big and beautiful. Her Plumeria trees were just like everything to her. She loved them, and she's no longer with us, but I really would like to grow Plumeria kind of to honor her and honor my dad, and you know, she was my dad's wife, and so anyway, that's one of the reasons that I want to grow some. But here in Texas, they do not survive our winters. We cannot just plant them in the ground. This is going to have to be potted up and brought in during the winter time to protect it, and then you can bring it out in the springtime. But one of the things about Plumeria is that they're really easy to grow from these cuttings. And one of the things you have to make sure of when you take a cutting from Plumeria, the first thing is to make sure that it calluses over. So let me see if I can show you. I should just take it out of the bag. This one I have to remember is the yellow one, and this one is actually for my mother-in-law. So I have to, that's one thing I have to do today, is make sure that I keep things labeled. But basically, as you can see, this has definitely hardened off, as we say, and there's like a ring of white around there that you can see, and that is called a callus ring. So make sure that you have a callus ring before you plant your Plumeria in any kind of potting mix or anything like that. So all of these are ready to go. So the method that I'm going to be using today is actually called the bag method. And this, again, I'm not going to take credit for coming up with this method at all. I learned this from the DFW Plomeria Growers group on Facebook, and they are hardcore. Joining that group, I'm realizing like I know nothing, okay, specifically about Plumeria, and that's why it's great. You know, all of us, we try new things, and that's one thing that I'm trying that's new, and so I'm learning a lot from this group. But you get a baggie like this. And then you put the zipper on the side. You're actually going to keep the zipper, and you're actually going to cut this side because the Plumeria is going to go in this way. So I'm cutting this off. Okay, so this side of the bag is open, and my Plumeria is, and well, my soil is going to go in this way, and my Plumeria is going to go in. So here's how we're going to do it. I'm gonna do this one again. This one is like a yellowish pinkish variety for my mother-in-law. Okay, so next we have to get the potting mix ready. Let me go ahead and cut all the rest of these bags. Okay, so all of my bags are cut. Now I'm going to mix up my potting mix. So what I'm going to use is a 50-50 mix of a cactus potting mix and perlite. So a lot of the people on DFW Plomeria Growers use 50% cocoa coir and 50% perlite. I don't have any cocoa coir. I do have cactus mix. Just make sure it's a really well draining potting mix, and then mix that with 50% perlite. Or you could really, some people actually do like 100% perlite, and we definitely could do that, but I'm choosing not to. Anyway, this is my preferred method. So we're going to do 50% of both. So I'm just pouring it out. Get a hold of it. All right, I think that might be enough. And then just as much perlite. Okay. And then we're gonna mix that. And the cactus mix that I'm using, the cactus potting mix, is a little bit on the dry side. So I need to wet this. This is honestly the only time with this bag method, this is the only time that the mix is going to be watered. And that's really, really important for Plumeria. If it gets too much water in the process of growing roots, it will get root rot and it will just die. So, and that's one thing that's great about the bag, is that the bag is going to seal all of that moisture in, and then you won't have to worry about it. But you also don't want to get it too wet. So I'm slightly wet, but it's still pretty crumbly, so it just needs a little bit more water. Okay. All right. They say that the soil should just be like damp. There, that feels actually perfect to me. I would, if I was potting up like anything else that I know was going to get watered, I would probably, or that I know was open to the air, I would probably add a little bit more water than this. There's Gummy checking it out. Hi, hey, will you leave it alone, please? Thank you. Okay, so that should be good. I think this is gonna be perfect. It holds its shape, but just barely. Okay, so this first one that I'm gonna do is that yellow one that I showed you. And we're gonna fill up the bag. Ugh, this is just easier for me without the gloves, to be honest. Okay, so I'm gonna take my bag that I cut the bottom off of. I'm gonna fill it halfway. You know what? I just realized I probably should have done it in another way. This way will work too, though. Okay, so this is about halfway. Then you're gonna take your Plumeria, and you could use rooting hormone. Actually, I think I do have rooting hormone. It's not necessary, but I do think it helps the process. And since I have it, let me go grab it really quick. Okay, y'all, I just filmed a really big piece that I found out wasn't really filming, so I'm doing this all over again. If you see dirt on this, it's because we've already planted this. Okay, so you're gonna take your rooting hormone and dip your Plumeria in there. I'm doing it like 1/2 inch to 1 inch. And then you're gonna take your soil and just place it inside the dirt and then cover it up. And then you're gonna add a little bit more soil on top of that. make sure that it's inside there pretty good. And then you're going to try and close up your bag. So it says to use electrical tape. I don't have electrical tape. We used to, but we don't right now. And so I have masking tape. I'm going to try it. And if I absolutely need it, I'm going to do the duct tape. So let's see. I'm going to cut a decent piece. And when you are taping it, you want to make sure you're also trying to get out all of the air when you're closing it up. You don't want any air in there if possible. And so we're just gonna take it and get it, the bag closed up first, and then bring it up on to the Plumeria. Okay, I think that's good actually. Okay, I didn't need that long of a piece, so I'm gonna tear it off and then kind of get it attached there to the Plumeria. And I don't think it will damage the Plumeria in any way. And I think this is less damaging than electrical tape would be. And so now I have planted my first cutting. I didn't really explain to y'all why I'm choosing this bag method. There's a really important reason I'm choosing this method over any other method, and it's because this is my first time rooting a Plumeria cutting, and I don't want it to be in a pot because I can't see if the roots are forming in the pot. And so this way is super easy. Once the roots start forming, I'm gonna see them forming inside of this bag. It's going to be pretty obvious that there are roots in here. I'm going to be able to see them. And then the reason that I'm leaving the zip on the bottom, which actually isn't recommended, I think it's going to be fine. What was recommended is to have the zip on the side, and it just, I didn't cut it correct, y'all, but I really think this is going to be just fine. And so if this opens up, I'll just place it in another bag, I guess, but I don't think it's going to open up. And so there I have it. So this is not going to get watered again. This is already getting some leaves, as you can see, but I really want it to focus on some new growth. I do see there's a little bit of a dead growth, so I pulled that off. There's a dead leaf, and I'm pulling that off. But everything else is really, really nice. And the other thing that I have to do is tag it to make sure I know which variety this is, and that this one is going to, this is the one that my mother-in-law wanted. So I have a little twisty tie. It's gonna go, fortunately there's just a little hole there. On the back I wrote mom. And this is gonna go around here so that I know which one this is. And it's as simple as that. After this, I'm going to put them all, let's see, in a pot of their own, just to stand up. There's nothing in the pot, so let me go get that. Anyway, so I'm just putting that in there, and now I have to just do all of the other ones. Okay, so here they are, all done, kind of all in this pot together. You can see like a little close-up of that, and each one is labeled, which I'm super proud of myself for labeling this. I just wanted to point out this one. It's the only one that I was able to find that actually had 3 nodes, so that's really cool. I was happy about that. So let's see how they do. I've read that they could take anywhere from a week to quite a few weeks to root. Another side note is that right now it is mid-June, and this is the perfect time to take your cuttings and then start growing roots on your cuttings. And the reason is because it is really, really warm right now. And so the heat will kind of activate those roots and get them going, and they'll root a lot faster for you. So now's the perfect time if you guys are thinking about it or buying a cutting from somebody. Now is the perfect time to start trying to grow those roots so that the roots can get as well established as possible before we have to bring them in and into dormancy in the winter time. And I can do another video on that later on when I get ready to do that. Hopefully all of these will be successful. There's a total of 5, and so yeah, that's it. I'm going to keep them in this terracotta pot. The terracotta pot will also help absorb the heat. And also, one huge note, you must keep these in indirect sunlight. No direct sunlight whatsoever. And so I will probably put these on this little, I have this, and it's on wheels so I can push it wherever it wants to go. I'll probably put it on there and then keep it on my back porch where it will get indirect sunlight, like a good amount of indirect sunlight, but it won't get like actual direct sunlight. So there we go. There you have it. Rooting Plumeria, and I will keep you guys updated and see how quickly these guys root. And we'll be able to see it really easily because we can just see right through these baggies. So there you go. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I can't wait to see these Plumeria, especially in the next coming years when they bloom. Bye-bye, everybody.